So, admit it, if you get a parking ticket or you need to report to jury duty, do you know which of all of the official buildings to go to in our downtown? It can be very confusing. We work in City Hall and sometimes find it confusing. But all of that confusion and any frustration is about to end because a new Muni Court is being built right across from City Hall. It's about 60% completed, but City Beat was given an exclusive look inside. In June of 2019, ground was broken on a new municipal court building right across from Las Vegas City Hall. It had been determined many years ago our 6 municipal courtrooms, along with the many programs that run parallel to those courtrooms, were getting increasingly crowded and difficult to find where they are currently located at the Regional Justice Center. We sat down with Chief Judge Cynthia Lee Young right before heading out on a tour of the new courthouse.
We've had a lot of growth in the last several years, and this will be a one-stop shop. It's less confusing. I think the Regional Justice Center is a fine building, but there's lots of different offices and county entities that are located there. So if you have an issue that's going on with municipal court, you only have to go to one place.
The municipal court administrator agrees this will go a long way toward even better customer service.
It's difficult when people go to the RJC, the Regional Justice Center, because it does have the municipal court, the Las Vegas Justice Court, the 8th Judicial District Court, used to have the Supreme Court, and people would come, and even though they knew municipal court was there, it was hard to find us. We were literally mixed within all the other courts on 6 different floors of that building. Here, they'll come here, it's only municipal court. It's easy to find. Our signage that we're doing with the architects is going to be very clear. Most of our foot traffic is either going to be on the 1st and 2nd floor.
We were treated to the hard hat tour courtesy of Martin Harris Construction to see for ourselves how this new LEED Silver certified building is laid out for ease and convenience for anyone needing almost anything related to Las Vegas Muni Court, Traffic Court, or the City Attorney's Criminal Division.
This is 140,000 square feet. We're looking at a lot of different structural types here. It's mainly structural steel, structural concrete, and then we've got these masonry towers.
Frank Joyce is the project manager. Leading the tour, he started in the highly secure area where inmates and officers will enter when appearing in court.
So here's the main Sally Port entry for the inmates. They'll come through the Sally Port door here and be transferred directly into the holding area. Chief Judge was talking about the security of the building, and the whole design is set up to keep a separation between the inmates and the public and the staff.
You would expect security to be a top priority for a courthouse, but the architect and the builders go the extra mile when it comes to safety in every aspect of the building.
Right now we're in the parking area of the courthouse, so there's a number of parking spaces down here for the staff and the judges to park. They have a secure elevator that will take them to their offices and basically to the courtrooms.
Both parking areas are mainly underground, as is the area where the city's Department of Public Safety Dispatch will find its new home. Next stop is upstairs to the 1st floor of the courthouse.
This is the main entry to the courthouse. All the public will enter through a secure door and pass through a secure checkpoint, similar to what you would do at the airport. This whole space here will be open, as you can see, as an atrium. There'll be a lot of glass on the west wall here, so it'll be a very grand entry. We have a grand staircase that the steel of which is already installed. This will have some glass components to it.
Going up that showpiece staircase, you will find one of the busiest courtrooms in the city, which is Traffic Court. So it is the largest courtroom in the building. Continuing through the 2nd floor, plenty of space for class and conference rooms that support our Muni specialty courts.
One of the biggest things happens on this floor, and that's our support for our special programs. So we have counseling services, our specialty court services are here. We have 5 classrooms for various classes that we run, whether that be DUI classes, domestic violence classes, traffic classes, petty larceny classes. We can hold them up here, and all of the classrooms are built so they can be broken down and made into larger spaces or smaller spaces, so it's a very flexible space.
The infrastructure is here to expand and build more courtrooms should that be needed in the future. The city attorney's criminal division will also have space here, offering greater convenience for witnesses and victims who must appear in court. So we've seen the well-thought-out layout of the new building, but another goal was the perfect design. Principal architect Ben Girardin says the idea was to blend traditional with trendy.
Architecturally, it's a modern play on a traditional courthouse. It's got the traditional stairs in the front with the columns, but as you'll see in some of the renderings and you can see in person, the columns are angled. Very contemporary. It's got metal panels on the outside. There's a lot of glass. So it's a really modern play on a traditional courthouse.
Total cost is $56 million, $35 million in general obligation building bonds approved by the City Council in 2019. The rest is actually coming from Clark County.
The county was adding judges. They were needing more courtrooms. They were looking for space. So at the time then, City Finance Director Mark Vincent started talking and doing the calculations on how the county could actually buy us out of the remainder of our lease. We didn't own the Regional Justice Center. We were just tenants on a 99-year lease. So he started working with the county, got the numbers together, and ultimately that deal was finalized by Mr. Hacker and Orlando Sanchez. And the county paid us about half of the purchase price for this building to get us out of the Regional Justice Center. And then we transferred that assessment fee to the remainder of the bond. So essentially we're paying the same thing for this building that we were for the Regional Justice Center.
In the end, there will be more room for Clark County to stretch out in the Regional Justice Center, less confusion for city customers, and in the process, jobs at a time when our community can certainly use them.
Current manpower count is approximately 100,000 man-hours. Of course, there's many hundreds of hours spent prior to the start of construction that would be added to that. But if you get to the end of our project, we're probably looking at least 200 to 250,000 man-hours just on this project alone.
We are so excited. We are beyond excited. It is a beautiful, beautiful building.
The courthouse is expected to open in the spring of 2021. And to add to the excitement, at the July 22nd City Council meeting, the council voted to purchase that very last parcel of land on the corner of Main and Clark that will enable that to turn into an entire campus where city festivals and arts festivals can be held.